Welcome to Engineers Academy. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to receive the notification for the upcoming videos. Today in this lesson we are going to learn the different types of three-dimensional plots. So in MATLAB we have various three-dimensional plots. The first plot that we will discuss is three-dimensional line plot. Right, so let's suppose if we have these three equations, right, x is equal to e to the power minus 0.05 t sine of t. So x is a function of t, y is also a function of t, and z is a function of t, right? If we want to plot these three as a three-dimensional line, so what we will do, so let's check this in MATLAB. So I have written this code in MATLAB. So let's suppose if we set a range for that t variable, right? So t is from 0 to 10 pi, right? And one complete revolution is 2 pi, so this means that we will have 5 cycles for x, y, right? So x is a function of t, and it's a sine function, right? And y is a function of t, and it's a cos function, right? X and y will have 5 cycles, right? So their values will, and since it's an exponential functional, so their values will decrease with the increase in time, right? So if you want to plot these equations in a 3D line, so what we will do, this is the syntax: plot 3x, y, z. Right, so I will write plot 3 x, y, and z is t, right? So z is t, and this is the line width, and the x label is this function, this equation, the y label is this equation, and z label is t. So now if I run this, so we will have this graph, right? So this is a 3D line, right? So it's a line plot, three-dimensional line plot, right? And there are 5 cycles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And with each cycles the absolute values of x and y decreases, right? So this gives us a spiral plot, right? So we can use plot 3 x, y, z to plot a line plot, right? So this is the first three-dimensional line plot. Now if we see, so this is the y label, this is the x label, this is z label. If we want to change the position of these x label and y label, since they are not in their accurate position, so we can go to this interactive plotting, right? So we can come here and we can move this y label until this point, we can move this x label, right? And this is that z of t, right? Similarly, if I click in between this, so we can change the color of this line. Let's suppose if I click here, so we can change its color from here. Similarly, we can change the font's color as well. Let's suppose if I change this all to blue, right? So this is the interactive plotting that we have discussed in the previous lesson, right? So you people can change the properties of this 3D plot as well, right? There are several other 3D plots in MATLAB, so we will discuss some of them. So we will discuss the surface mesh plots. Let's suppose if we want to have a surface like this in a 3D plot, right? So what we will do before plotting this, what we will do is that we will use this mesh grid function. So we will use this mesh grid function, and the function of this mesh grid function is to create a rectangular plane or an rectangular array of x and y values, right? Since this is a z function, and z function is equal to x e to the power minus x minus y whole square to the power square plus y square, right? So since we have this function, so we need to generate the x and y values in order to have this 3D surface plot, right? So we will use this mesh grid. So what this mesh grid does is that it creates a rectangular array of values, a mesh rectangular, it creates a rectangular mesh like this, right? And this corner of the rectangle is the x minimum and y minimum values, so we have specified this. So this is the range for the x and y values, right? So this is from minus 2 to 2, right? So what it will do is that it will generate two matrices x and y, and they will have values between minus 2 and 2, right? And if we combine the corresponding elements of each x and y array, so they will create this rectangular mesh, right? So when we execute this line, so it will create an x array which will have elements like this: minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, So the first column of this x will be minus 2, and the second column of this will be minus 1.9 and similarly minus 1.8. So the spacing is 0.1, right? So each column will have same values but with the difference of the x with the spacing provided, right? So the spacing is 0.1, right? And similarly this mesh grid will create the y values, but it will be the transpose of this x matrix, or we can say that the x matrix will be the transpose of y, right? So the x matrix will be the transpose of y. So if we see that, so it will generate a y matrix, so it will have minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. So its first row will have all the minus 2 values, the minimum values provided. Then there will be minus 1.9, minus 1.9, minus 1.9, and so on. And similarly minus 1.8, minus 1.8, minus 1.8, and this will continue until it reaches to 2, right? So at the end it will have plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and similarly at the end of the last column of this will have plus 2, plus 2, and plus 2, right? So this mesh grid will create these values, right? And if we plot these corresponding values on a rectangular array, if this is a, let's suppose a graph, or a, let's suppose it's a grid, right? So if we plot this, so let's suppose if we take the first value, right? So this will be minus 2, the first value of x, and the first value of y, so minus 2 and minus 2. So this is that coordinate, right? So on this plot, this is the minus 2 coordinate, so this will be minus 2, minus 2. Now if I take this minus 2, x is minus 2 and y is minus 1.9. So this means that x will not change, so I will travel in the y direction, right? Since so x is minus 2 and y is minus 9, so this is minus 2 and minus 1.9. So this means that this is the x direction and this is the y direction, right? So x is minus 2, so x is not changing, so minus 2 and minus 1.9. Similarly, it will be the third value. If I take this corresponding value, so this will be minus 2 and minus 1.8, right? So this will be minus 2 and 1.8, minus 2, 1.7, right? So when we use this equation that z is equal to x, this function, right? So it will take the corresponding values from x and y, and it will evaluate this z function, and then we will be able to plot this surface mesh plot. So I hope you people would have understood this mesh grid function. So now if we go to MATLAB, so let me close this, and this is a, so here if I run this again, and if we see the x matrix, let's suppose if I write that this is the x matrix, so as we can see that the last column of x is 2, right? This is the last column, right? The second last column is 1.9, the third last column is 1.8, right? With all the values of 1.8, and if we come here, so this is the x, so the first column of x is minus 2, all the values are minus 2, the second column is minus 1.1, and similarly if we check the y matrix, right? So this will be like this. The first row of y will be minus 2, right? So this is minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, and then the second row is minus 1.9, minus 1.9, and similarly each row has values with the provided spacing, right? So this is minus 1.8, minus 1.8, so this row will have minus 1.8 plus 0.1 spacing, right? So it will be minus 1.7 and so on, right? So these values are produced by this mesh grid function. Now I can suppress this, right? And now if we unsuppress this, so it will create the z values. So if I run this, right, so we have all these z values for each x and y values, right? So we have these z values, and now if we use this function surface x, y, and z, right? So x and y are created, and these are mesh coordinates, and z is the function, and it's a function of x and y. So this surface function will plot the surface, 3D surface, right? So if I run this, so we will have this 3D plot like this, right? Now if instead of surface we use this mesh function. So if I comment this and I remove this C, and if I uncomment this, right, so then there is another function that is a mesh function. So if I run this, so it will give us a mesh 3D plot, right? So if I run this, so now it's not a surface, it's a mesh, right? So mesh XYZ. Similarly, we have contour plot, right? So if I run this, so we will have contours, right? So we have these contours, right? And each line on this contour is the particular location on that surface, right? And all this while we move on this line, so this Z function will have same values on this one particular line, right? And we can display this as well, right? So if I display this, so the values of Z are between minus 0.4 to 0.4, right? So the dark blue will tell us that these values and the values of Z on this contour is minus 0.4. Similarly, if we come towards this yellow color, so then this is 0.4, right? So this is minus 0.4 and this is 0.4. So the Z values range between 0.4 and minus 0.4, right? So if we use this contour XYZ, so we will have these contours, right? Similarly, if now I comment this, and now if I uncomment this mesh, or sorry, if I comment this surface and if I write surface C, so only surface will give us this 3D surface, right? And now if I use surface C, so it will give us both surface and contours, right? So if I run this, so now we are having this surface and the contours as well, right? And if we display this as well, right? So as we can see, so these are the negative values, right? So these blue ones are the negative values, so these are minus 0.4. So here the surface is going towards the negative values, right? So this contour tells us that here we will have the minima of this surface, right? And similarly, and this contour we can see, right? So this yellow lines tells us this particular location on the surface, right? So this is the contour plus surface, right? So if we use the surface C, so we will have both of these contours and the surface plot. Now let's suppose if we use mesh C. Now if I write mesh C and if I uncomment this, so we will have both mesh and contour, right? So if I run this, so we will have it like this, right? So I hope you people would have understood this as well. So we can only plot a mesh, right? So we can have a 3D mesh plot, we can have a 3D surface plot, we can have a 3D surface with contour as well, and we can have contour plot as well. In the mesh grid function, we can have different ranges for x and y values as well, right? So let's suppose if I define different ranges for x and y, let's suppose if I write this, if this is x is equal to these values, right? And similarly, if the y range is different, right? So I can do it like this. So let's suppose the y range is from 0 to 2, let's suppose, right? So let me check it. If I write x and y, right? So if I run this, so then we will have this plot, right? So now I have changed the ranges, right? So let's suppose if you want to have surface for this, so if I will comment this and we will have this surface, right? So now if I run this, so we will have this plot, right? And similarly we can see that the x range is from minus 2 to 2 and the y range is from 0 to 2, right? So we can change the ranges for the x and y variables, right? So let's suppose if this time I change it from the y from minus 1 to 2, let's suppose, so minus 1 to 2, and now if I run this, so we are having this surface plot. The x variable limits are from minus 2 to 2 and the y variable limits are from minus 1 to 2, right? So we can change it. So then we will write mesh grid xy, and if we want to have the same range, so instead of xy, then I will write only x. So now it will create the x and y values between this range, so minus 2 to 2. So now if I run this, so we will have that same plot, right? So we can change. So we can use this mesh grid as if we have only one range, so then we will write that range. We can write that range directly here, or we can specify a variable to that as well, right? So we can write it like this, x and y, and if we run this, so we will have this surface plot. There is also another function, that is mesh z function. So if I write z with mesh, so it will be mesh z function. So now if I run this, so it will generate a series of vertical lines beneath the mesh, right? So the mesh created, and we have these vertical lines. So if you want to have these vertical lines, so you people can create it by using mesh z function, right? Similarly, if you people want to create these vertical lines on one side, so then you people can use the waterfall function, right? So if I comment this and if I uncomment this, so this is the waterfall xyz. So now if I run this, so we will have these lines, right? So it's, and on the one side of this 3D plot we are having these vertical lines. So you people can use this waterfall function as well.